Hi guys, welcome to another video. I'm Daniel's UAV Tech. Today we're going to be discussing Lipo batteries. These things can be dangerous at times, but they also are what runs practically all of our radio control models and drones. So what are some ways we can minimize those risks of these things catching fire? These are responsible for many houses burning down, many accidents, many injuries, so we've got to figure out, we've got to use ways that are wise to store them to minimize those threats. So basically, a good way of identifying if your battery is about to explode is it will swell, and it'll be really hard when it swells and it'll start hissing. Now that is a really bad sign that there's some gas inside there that is escaping. There's a reaction going on. So my advice would be get that battery outside as soon as possible, get it into a fireproof location, because if you just let that sit there, then that thing is going to just explode, and many houses, as I said before, burn down as a result of those things combusting. So yes, that is the most important thing. So if one does catch fire, the most important thing is not to use water, because that water and electricity do not go together, remember that one, and it will not go well with the chemicals inside the battery that are on fire. So yeah, so you don't use water, and if it's on a charger, you pull it off the charger immediately, and you isolate the battery from all other flammable things. So as I said before, you would put it somewhere in a fireproof location. That would be the most important thing you would do first. So yeah, but you don't necessarily know your battery's going to catch fire until it catches fire. So there are ways of identifying that. This is an example of an old battery. This one is slightly puffed. So this one here, this is a well-used battery. So really, I should be ending this one's life now, round about now. It has been used for maybe a year or two now, maybe even more than that. I can't remember when I got this. But it's starting to swell a little bit on the casing, and it really could be disposed of soon. So always remember, when you dispose of these don't go through the general waste. They go to the battery recycling guys. I don't know in your country what that is, but yeah, that's the important thing to do. Don't put them in the dump, because it might combust in the dump, and suddenly you would have a big fire in the dump, and that would not be a good thing. Okay, so this is an example of a healthy battery. It is perfectly square. It is hard, no squishing. It's got an excellent flight time or usage time. So this is a good example of practically a brand new battery. This one here is also a really good example, and so is this one here. These are all really good batteries. You can see they're all square if you look at them. So those are healthy batteries, those three. This one, I would not use it anymore because as I said before, it's swollen, so there is a danger that could overheat and combust, which would not be a good thing. So yes, now storing batteries there are some great ways of doing this. I like to use a metal can, like a metal case, with the drawers in it. You could use a ammunition can, you could use Lipo safe bags. There's a number of different things you can use to minimize those hazards. Yeah, so about charging the batteries. This is a basic balance charger. I use this one all the time. It's just got the outputs on there, and then the other one's on there. This one only does up to 3S battery, but this is all I need because I normally just run 3S on most of my stuff. So when you're charging them, I would advise you don't actually charge them to 100%. It is actually more healthy for the battery if you charge it around about 95%. Is more healthy for the battery than, yeah, if you charge this to 100%. So yeah. Also, always use a balanced charger. You never ever try and charge these things off anything except using the balance, because each of the cells need to be balanced in here, and if one of them isn't, that could result in a reaction. That could basically cause the fire. So you do need to be careful on that. Also over discharging. If you are running, say, this battery here, which is just a little 7.4 volt 1500 milliamp one, and if you try and run that on something that runs on 7.4 volts, can take a 2S battery, but it draws a whole lot more amps than this thing can provide, and that is not a good thing. That you could your battery will end up even more swollen than this one, and there'll be a greater risk of fire as a result. Okay, so you also want to check over your batteries really carefully, just make sure there's no damage at all. You need to make sure there's no punctures. Run your hands over each one before each flight. I know it sounds silly, but I know it's kind of an annoying thing to do, but it's not worth it if your battery catches fire because there's a puncture. What happens when there's a puncture is the air gets into the cells and reacts with the chemicals inside the cells, and that's what could cause the fire. Also, the chemicals can come out of the hole, and that would only encourage the fire to happen. So these are my Lipo safety tips. If you have any comments or suggestions, please comment in the comments below, and please like and subscribe if you like this video. I'll be making more content like this soon, so thanks for watching, guys. God bless, and see you next time.